Good morning friends, welcome to CredenceIAS. In this session I am going to discuss with regard to the test conducted. The test code is 551. So it mainly deals with the Indian economy. So we'll start with discussing about the test of 551. So first we'll take the first question. So consider the following statements. So first statement is to improve overall efficiency, reducing government size, attracting foreign direct investment. Select the reasons for disinvestment in Indian PSUs. So first you need to understand what you mean by the disinvestment, right? So disinvestment is a mechanism wherein the government reduces its shareholding. Okay, if the government, any PSU suppose has a 81% of shareholding, it will reduce, I am just giving you the example, it may reduce it to say for instance 72%. So 71%, take for example 71%. So 10% of the shareholding has been reduced through the disinvestment process. This 10% may be floated to the public. The shares can be floated to the public, where the public can come and prescribe the or buy the shares, so that they will become the part of the government or government sector. Not only public, even any private organization, any firm can buy those shares. That is what we understand with regard to the disinvestment. Why the government does the disinvestment? Majorly to mobilize the funds. To mobilize the funds, okay, and also to bring in, to downsize the government shareholding in the sector and to bring in efficiency. When the government regulation or ownership reduces, the private players or the when public comes into the organization, automatically there will be increase in the efficiency of the organization. So for that the disinvestment process is majorly carried out. So if you look at these things, so which of the following statements are true? So it improves the efficiency, yes. Reduce the government size, yes. Attracting the foreign direct investments, yes. Foreign direct investments, one not directly or indirectly helps in come and acquiring the shares of the PSUs. So these all three statements are correct with regard to the disinvestment. Hence the option all the above is correct. Moving on to the next aspect. The faster, more inclusive, sustainable growth was the theme of the which 5-year plan? So it was a direct question. So it's a 12th 5-year plan. So you need to understand the themes, growth targets, specific programs or any schemes initiated in the various 5-year plans. So questions usually comes with regard to the 5-year plans. So you need to understand the 5-year plans flow, major initiatives during the 5-year plans. So in the 12th 5-year plan, it was the theme. So this is the direct question, nothing logic here. So moving on to the next one. Which of the following are the way of redistribution of income in the country? So how we redistribute the economy in the country? This is the question. Redistribution of income. So you understand, first is the progressive taxation, next is the transfer payments, then minimum wages laws, then in-kind benefits. So these are the 4 statements given. So progressive taxation is a mechanism wherein when the income increases upon, the taxation slabs also changes. Suppose a person earning just 5 lakh, maybe no taxes, he comes under the 0 bracket, okay, slab. If a person earns 10 lakhs, he may be charged say for instance 5%. So just I am giving you the examples. Suppose a person earning 15 plus lakhs, he may charge be 10%. Like this, when the income of a person keeps on increasing, the taxation system also changes. When there is a progressive income, taxation will be also a progressive. So this is a mechanism towards the redistribution of income, yes, definitely. So the person who earns more has to pay more. Okay, so this is the redistribution. That amount is used to fund various social sector programs, social improvement programs, any social sector schemes. The fund can be utilized for by the government for the development. So this is correct. Then the transfer payments. So various transfer payments also holds the key. So transfer payments majorly which includes social security benefits, for instance the old age benefit schemes, right? So the pension schemes for the deprived sections, majorly who comes under below poverty line and all, those transfer payments are also an example with regard to the redistribution of income. Various types of transfer payments, maybe it's scholarship schemes, maybe it's to the old age pension schemes, maybe for the disabled pension scheme, so disabled social security schemes. For that there will be transfer payments done by the government. So for that also is an example for redistribution of income. Then the minimum wages law, yes, so there should be a minimum wage for any employee which has been employed upon. So how they are fixed? Based on the minimum wages laws. On that criteria the wages will be fixed upon. So this is also the examples with regard to what we call it as the redistribution of income. Then with regard to the in-kind benefits, so in-kind benefits are very important with regard to what are the kind benefits. With regard to, you can take the example, for instance, the food stamps, right, various subsidies, various type of healthcare benefits which have been provided to the particular section of the society. It will not be provided to all, to some below poverty line or persons with a low income group. For them they will provide some in-kind benefits. So those are also an example with regard to the redistribution of income. So all the statements given are true with regard to the given question. Moving on to the next one, the jobless growth refers to which of the following statement? So the statement is straightforward: increasing GDP coupled with high unemployment, decreasing GDP coupled with high unemployment. So growth means, you understood, right? Growth is nothing but the growth in the GDP. So growth in the GDP or economic aspect of a country. So which is measured, growth is measured in terms of GDP, right? Growth is nothing but increase in the GDP. Decreasing is a wrong, right? So next, high inflation rate pushing up the rate of unemployment doesn't arise at all. So low inflation doesn't arise at all. So what it talks about is increasing the GDP coupled with high unemployment. So economy is growing, but at the same time it is not leading to employment creation. That growth is not leading to employment creation. That growth is not leading to the employment creation. That situation we call it as jobless growth. Some of the economists have equated India's economic growth for the 2016 or 18 onwards, before COVID also, saying that the growth of Indian economy is majorly jobless growth, because the growth of Indian economy does not substantially created the employment situation in the country. Some economists say that otherwise. What you need to understand is the jobless growth. So jobless growth is nothing but growth of the economy without creating the substantial employment. So which means increasing GDP coupled with high unemployment is the correct. So moving to the next one, the consider following statements about the casualization of workforce. What it talks about? Casualization of the workforce. You need to understand the concept of casualization of the workforce. Here, precarious employment, lower pay and benefits, limited access to training and development. So these are the three statements given. So among them, what you need to make sure that which one you need to get eliminated. So casualization of workforce, it is nothing but it's like what we call it as ad hoc basis of workforce, means they will be available for the work for a temporary period of time through contract, maybe a formal enactment between the employer and employee relationship. So this is what we understand with regard to casualization of the workforce, means it is opposite to the permanent employment or permanent workforce. Okay, so with we understand the casualization of workforce, you need to choose how many of the above cannot be recognized as characteristics of casualization of workforce. So precarious employment, lower pay and benefits, limited access to training and development. So which cannot be recognized as a characteristics, which cannot be recognized, the question is. So these are the characteristics of the casualization of the workforce. These are the characteristics of the casualization of the workforce. Precarious means dangerous employment. The employee can be removed, employee can be removed anytime. There is no what we call it as guarantee for the job. He may be laid off any moment of time. Then lower pay and benefit, definitely there is a lower pay and benefits. They don't come under the formal contract, so they don't enjoy various benefits, social security benefits with regard to allowance, health securities, perks, amenities. They don't get anything. So there will be definitely lower pay and benefits. Then limited access to training and development. Yes, there is no formal training, formal work procedure, formal working environment. All are absent in the casualization of the workforce. So these are all the characteristics. The question is which cannot be right? So answer is none of the above. All are the characteristics of the casualization of the workforce. Moving on to the next thing. Which of the following were the main reasons for the decline in the handicraft sector during the British rule? So it is related to history as well as the economic part. So the answers, the options given as expansion of the railway network, discrimination tariff policy, exploitation of raw materials, changing consumer preferences. So which of the following are the causes for the decline of the handicraft or handloom sector of the India? So expansion of the railway network, definitely. Majorly the British came with an idea of expansion of the railways, majorly to transport the raw materials to the port so that they can export to the British UK, so that they can manufacture the textiles there. The raw materials majorly shipped out of the country using the railway networks. So that is correct. Discriminatory tariff policy, definitely there is a discrimination was there. So for the handloom products, the tariffs was very high, whereas for the ready-made garments which have been manufactured and come to the India through the UK have lowest tariff policy, so that the rate of those, when you compare two goods, that the rates will be definitely high for the handicraft. So the people used to get the same quality or more or less the quality of goods at a lower price. Consumers started preferring the ready-made garments rather than the handicrafts. Then exploitation of the raw materials, yes, raw materials were exploited. Then the changing consumer preferences also started changing with advent of the various technological driven garments. So with regard to all this, so which are the main reasons? So these four are all the given statements are correct with regard to the what we call it as what are the main reasons for the decline in the handicraft industries.